You don't say.
You hear me, Father? Go fuck yourself.
Homens que vão fazer esse lugar em pedaços.
1923, Season 2 is finally reaching its end as we said goodbye to its 6th episode already. And yes, in true Taylor Sheridan fashion, as we approach the end, the dose of tragedy also rises. Even though episode 6 was pretty heartbreaking, to the point of making me actually cry, I'm sad to reveal that this is not the worst this show will offer to us. In fact, the season finale, aka episode 7, will be absolutely devastating. And yes, I doubt any of you are ready for it. So, let's talk about it. In episode 6, we saw Spencer once again in a train, trying to reach Montana. Honestly, over the past couple of episodes, all we saw of him is jumping from one train to another, and this one was no different. Thankfully, in episode 7, we will finally see him landing in Montana. Because, as we were informed in the previous episode, he should be there in 2 days. But, as we also saw, there is a snowstorm that is blocking the roads. Is it just me? Or is God doing his best to make sure that the Duttons have the worst conditions possible? Because, as that woman in train station said, it is odd to have this weather in the middle of the spring. Anyway, we will return to this weather topic soon as it will have a major role in the upcoming season finale. As far as Spencer is concerned, though, no matter what the weather condition is, he sees no obstacles in reaching Montana. In the final episode, we will see that epic running scene from the trailer that he crosses the train wagon in full speed. Clearly, he is running after someone, and that someone is none other than one of Donald's men. As we all know, he urged Banner to kill Spencer, and Banner ordered his men to capture Spencer and get rid of him in the train station before his family meets him. So, it only makes sense to try to capture him within the train, way before his landing to Montana, and this also means more action scenes for out-beloved Spencer. Don't worry though, as promised, he will reach Montana as he will kill Donald's hitman, and yet, when he reaches the station, he will be welcomed by a gunfight between the sheriff's state officials and Donald's men. Once again, a scene that was highlighted in the trailer. As we saw in episode 6, Jacob and Sheriff are eagerly waiting at the train station for Spencer's arrival. However, they also know that there is no way that they would get Spencer to home in a peaceful way. They know for sure that an epic fight is pending, and it will be brutal. That's why Kara was that emotional when saying goodbye to Jacob, because she knows for sure that there is a high chance to lose not only Jacob, but also Spencer as well. We will also witness the fight spreading to the Yellowstone Ranch. As we saw in the trailer, Donald's men will surround the ranch, pushing the Duttons to get into a full fight. So, while Jacob and Spencer will fight for their lives in the train station, Kara will defend the ranch, making sure that Spencer will have a home to come back to. The sad thing is, Sheridan proved once again in episode 6 that he is not afraid of getting rid of even the most important characters as we watch Jack being brutally killed as if he was nobody. Let me know if you shed tears after him thinking how Elizabeth will suffer afterwards. Because personally, I was devastated to see him gone. Yes, he wasn't the most well-written character. In fact, feel free to fight me, but in my eyes, he had no character at all, especially in comparison to the other Dutton characters. He was just there, following orders. And yet, he was Elizabeth's beloved husband. And on this channel, we adore Elizabeth. So, the last thing we want is to see her suffer. And yet, she will suffer. A lot. In episode 7, when she gets the news that Jack is dead, she will feel this immense pain that will cause her to lose her baby. This will lead her to spiral even further, questioning her entire existence, to the point that living without Jack will be unbearable to her. So, at the end of the season finale, we will witness her trying to unalive herself in the most tragic scene possible. In a way, Jack and his wife will live the same fate that his parents have lived. And yes, I don't think I'm ready to face it as of yet, but let me know what you think. Alexandra, on the other hand, is in the brink of freezing to death. And yes, I don't think this is fair to her at all. Like, didn't this woman suffer a lot already? Seriously, Sheridan, what do you want more from Alex? I don't know about you guys, but I can no longer stand seeing Alex in the worst situations possible. Now, she is in a car with no gasoline, covered with snow, with a dead woman inside. Like, how? How can things get this terrible? In a way, I like this storyline because it showed that even the creme de la creme of the society, aka the rich, is helpless when it comes to the dire weather conditions, especially if they are not smart. And let's be honest, Alexandra and her besties were not smart at all. They were just excited to go on an adventure, and that was it. They ignored all the warnings, did not care about anything other than having some fun. And yet, the cold does not care about your fun, as we all witnessed tragically. Now, since she is in the middle of nowhere, and there is no way that the snow would melt away in a single day, things are not looking good for Alexandra at all. That being said, a good car would always catch some attention. So it is expected for the Marshal of Wyoming to find her in episode 7, if, by a miracle, she wouldn't die from the cold. I'm crossing my fingers that Alex will reach Montana in the end of the season finale, but let me know what you think. Now, on to Tiana. This episode was filled with action as far as her storyline is concerned. In fact, one might easily assume that her storyline is complete. After all, she mourned after her lover, she lost her father, killed the priest, and now she is free to go as a lone survivor. Or is she? Even if she had rightful reasons to kill Father Raynault, she still committed a crime. Since Marshal Mamie Fossette is after not only her but also the father, it is about time that she will finally capture Tiana. So in episode 7, we will witness Tiana's struggle with justice, as she will try to convince Mamie that she has a good heart, a good nature, and yet she was put into the most unimaginable conditions possible. Mamie will want to imprison her at first, and yet after hearing her story, she will decide that it is better to banish her from Orlando so that she can have a chance to start over. And guess what? Finding out that Tiana is pregnant will be the most important factor in changing Mamie's stance on her. So yes, the lineage for Thomas Rainwater is officially kicking off. And yes, Tiana will move to Montana for her fresh start in 1923 Season 2 finale. For more weekly updates, analysis, and discussions on 1923 and other Yellowstone shows, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.